Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for the collective because today, just one day before the new moon in Cancer, we have Jupiter meeting the Sun in Cancer. So that means that tomorrow's new moon in Cancer, when the Sun and the Moon meet in the very beginning degrees of Cancer, Jupiter is also going to be there, which is such a beautiful encounter. And this is what I'm seeing here. This reading today feels like a meeting, but it's also because you are daring to speak your truth. And it's beautiful because I feel like somehow we're all in the collective now ready to step up into this leadership role of speaking our truth. So before I go any further, and by the way, the spread that I'm seeing here is very beautiful and very balanced as well. But it's also about accepting and respecting different points of view because ultimately they lead to the same place, which is this type of union or this sense of coming together as one. But this is not, I feel like, a very it is a straightforward reading message, but the bottom of the deck is speaking very loudly, and I could do a whole other spread just with the cards that I peeked through before I started recording this. So there are a few cards that I'm going to see if I'm going to include that here in this first part, or maybe I'm going to leave it to the extended. We'll see. So yeah, before I start showing the cards, because this is a collective reading, I'm doing it with my big combined deck of tarot cards and astrological oracle cards. So you see both of them in your reading today. The astrological oracle cards are speaking very loudly today. In fact, they are bringing two water signs, Cancer, where this Jupiter and Sun conjunction is happening, but also Pisces, which is showing me or just confirming to me the image that I already saw with the Cancer energy. But ultimately, what we're talking about today is truth. So the Ace of Swords opening this collective reading is talking about how the collective is ready for the truth. And so, this is very connected to Jupiter, which is the ruler of Sagittarius, which is the centaur that shoots the arrow into the unknown, and it's this exciting path of self-discovery, but also learning a lot along the way, right? It's like this searching for the truth is going to teach a lot, but it's like this setting of an intention is the way that I'm perceiving this right now. It wasn't exactly what I was going to say, but it is what I'm receiving right now. So it's kind of like setting an intention is like shooting the arrow, but it's like this desire to learn about the truth and going in a certain direction that feels like this assertiveness, this courage to go there, to explore the unknown. It's like it has this adventurous type of characteristic that comes from Sagittarius and Jupiter, but it also carries the love, the care, the protection, the kindness of Cancer, because this is exactly the next card. And so the interesting thing that I was picking up here with these two cards is that I feel like, because Jupiter is now in Cancer and is going to be so for the next year for the entire collective, it's not about, whether you have your own sun in Cancer, which is my case, but it is because of this conjunction between Jupiter and the Sun in Cancer that the collective is ready to follow the lead of a very loving energy, which is, it's like the energy of Cancer today was showing me the Two of Cups in the Good Tarot that Sin sometimes uses, or most of the times she used that. And it was showing me this beautiful dance between the two fish, which was interesting because it reminded me of Pisces. And to my surprise, the very last card is indeed Pisces. So we are talking about the waters of transcendence, right? Because here I'm seeing like these two energies, like one coming from one side and the other from the other. It's almost like they are this, they are swirling around one another, right? But it's like you are embodying the leadership position or the leadership aspect of yourself that is leading with kindness. It's like, and it's accepting different points of view. This is where I was perceiving, energies that were coming from different sides, meaning having different backgrounds, different stories, different lessons in life. But ultimately, it's like, it all comes together in this very beautiful swirl. It's almost like, how do I express this? It's like being so magnetic that even though somebody else had a very different opinion about you or about what you're saying or what you are pointing towards or where you are going, it's like they are involved. It's like they are caught up by your kindness, by your love. It's like by everything that maybe you're saying in such a loving way. It's like, even though they could have, been going in a completely different direction, it's like somehow they turn towards you. They are interested. Because now we have this Knight of Swords, which is interesting, by the way, because I feel like there is a progression in terms of how this specific person, which could have been, going to, like, going a completely different direction than you, it's like now they are intrigued by what you have to say, but it's like allowing yourself to take the lead, to lead this person in the direction that you were going. Because in a way, it's like you're also involved with them, but really what they're doing is like they are being this good listener. And at first, they come in with a few barriers, right? Sometimes I say that the helmet of the knight is putting up a little bit of protection or putting up walls, and they are interested, they are intrigued. It's like you have, with your very gentle and kind way of speaking your truth. And I mean, this is, a very personal and intimate conversation, I feel like, but it doesn't start that way. It becomes that, right? It's like the more you are true to who you are, it's like the more they are intrigued. It's like the more they want to swim in your pond. This is the way that I'm perceiving this. It's like the more that, this other fish wants to come and swim near you. And even though they might have, or, if this already happened, although I feel like it hasn't, but it's like if they had a few protections in the beginning, I feel like that, very quickly they're going to lose, all of the barriers, all of the defense mechanisms, because it's not needed. It's like what they're searching for is exactly what is aligned with your truth, and that's the reason why I was saying how, you're coming from a standpoint where I feel like you are accepting different perspectives, and I feel like initially they do bring another perspective. They do bring another side of things because they are coming from another place, another reference point. So of course, it's like they are going to, it's like see you from another point of view, as well as you're going to see them from another point of view. But because you are leading with truth, by truth, there is no hierarchy, because it's like these two fish are from the same kind. This is the feeling that I have. And it's like, yes, they have this suspicion in the beginning whether or not they can be open about what they are seeking, because they have come, from such a different background than yours. How could you possibly be going in the same direction? But I feel like the more that they listen to what you have to say, because it's like you're very open. It's like the feeling that I have, it's like, with these two circles here, it's almost like the heads, right? It's like you're completely open and you're like facing them head on. It's like you have nothing to hide. They come first looking sideways. It's almost like they are assessing you, right? Because the helmet is looking sideways, but then we have the King of Swords, which I feel like it's when they turn to face you. And this is where they understand that they have room to speak, you know, their truth as well, and how their truth that they have been carrying for maybe a long time, right? Maybe from, you know, a very I don't want to say like childhood, but it's like maybe since, you know, they were like this young adult. It's like in the beginning of, you know, their maturity process. It's like they have been seeking this truth, which for you, it's like there's a lot of transparency with you, I feel like. Even though the Cancer energy can be shielded as well, right? I feel like here, there's something about the bare truth that just, you know, it's interesting how I'm not picking up the Cancer energy with the crab. Instead, I'm really, really picking up the two fish swimming, just like in the Two of Cups, right? So it's almost like, you know, you have learned how to let go of your own shell, of your own defense mechanisms, because you know that being transparent about your truth, about what you're seeking, about what you're going after, it's like it's very authentic. It's very truthful to what you are, who you are, what you're seeking, what you're looking for. And so that's the reason why I feel like the more you speak your truth, the more that instead of them being suspicious of you, of maybe your courage to, you know, just be very straightforward and upfront with, you know, what is that, you know, the direction that you're going towards. And, you know, very quickly, I feel like it's like they lift up that barrier, or they bring down the walls. It's like they are not looking sideways anymore with a little bit of suspicion. It's like they understand that what you're talking about is what they are looking for as well, and what they have been seeking for a long time, but maybe they have never seen somebody, you know, like you talking about in this way, in a very bare, raw, transparent way. Like the way that you speak comes from the heart. Because, and I mean, there is no, it's like there is no holding back in terms of you sharing your truth with another. Especially because it's like, I mean, it's almost like, it's so much better to swim, you know, with another person than to swim alone. And it's not that, you know, it's almost like you are going in this direction either way, whether they come with you or not, right? It's like, this is your path. But having them to share the path, it's like it just make things just so much more beautiful. And it's like it's just so much more interesting to have somebody to talk, right? Because it's like this is what you are being driven by. But when you have somebody to talk to, or to express what you are seeing, like the vision that you have, you know, for this unknown that you're going after, it's like, and, you know, there's a resonance here. It's like they understand your mindset. They understand the direction that you're choosing to go. They understand your leadership position. They understand your truth, basically, because it resonates with their truth, right? So that's the reason why I feel like they are more and more interested. It's almost like you're swirling around each other, and it feels gorgeous. And so here, because we have the Emperor coming next, and the Emperor has come in the few recent readings, and it came in the collective reading, the last one that I did before Virgos. And it was showing me this, and in fact, it was the King of Swords, I believe. I believe it was the King of Swords with the Emperor and the Tower in the extended. And the King of Swords was the one responsible for tending to this Garden of Eden. So it was talking about completing this very beautiful inner growth process. But, you know, what a shame it would be, or how sad it would be, to have built this beautiful garden and not be able to share it. And I feel like they are amazed to meet somebody like you who very easily, or very spontaneously, or very naturally and honestly, you speak about your truth, which intrigues them. It brings them in. It really draws them in, right? It wants they want to swim near you. They want to learn more about your truth and why you're deciding to go in that direction, because it resonates with them. And then when they are, it's like fully hooked in a sense, right? It's like when they are not looking sideways or suspicious of you. It's like when they let down their guard, and when they are fully, embarked on, this conversation, and they are facing you, because there's the shift, right? It's like they say, oh my God, you won't believe. It's like, this is exactly what inspired me to create this, right? And talking about the alignment between the Cancer card with the Emperor. These two cards were just showing me this very beautiful circular, maybe spiral movement, because I feel like there is this ascension essentially happening here. So I feel like the way that you talk about what you are seeking, what you are looking for, what is leading you, what is inspiring you, and in a very natural way, it's like you end up leading somebody that has been thinking about that or contemplating about that, but it's almost like their work hasn't been shared in a way that you are so intimately doing, and it's like so naturally. It's like you don't have any problems with just being truthful and being honest about what you're doing or where you're going, and therefore it's like they're hooked basically. But because they have been looking for the same thing, but in a sense they have been building this empire by themselves, and I don't feel like they shared this. It's like maybe with the Nine of Swords coming next, I feel like this is kind of like their biggest, not what I'm hearing is like their biggest mistake, but I don't feel like it's a mistake. Maybe in their mind it was a mistake, because it's like they see you so naturally sharing your truth. It's like not holding back that, and they came before with a lot of defenses, right? But interested nonetheless. So there is, this inkling that pulls them in, right? Just because there is this resonance with what you're saying, what you're speaking your truth, attracts them, draws them in. But that's because I feel like, in a sense, what they want to do, because they feel kind of like ashamed of having built this incredible empire, but fencing it. The Nine of Swords is like literally, especially because it's the same lineup, right? It's like with the Knight of Swords in between the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. This is the difference between you and them. It's like you come with no barriers. You see how your sword is completely free. And their sword, in the other hand, is like it's surrounded by, fences or defenses, or however you want to see. It's almost like their Garden of Eden is protected by these immense walls. It's like it's not meant to be penetrable or permeable, at least in their mind. Maybe early on, when they started having some sort of idea of, what this pursuit of truth was going to be for them, maybe early on, before they fully matured, it's like they felt like they needed to build this empire, this Garden of Eden, this lifestyle, this business, whatever, but they needed to protect it, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to protect this truth, right? Which is the thing that has been, in their mind. So they have something that they have been protecting, and when they see you completely open, completely, it's like it's not exactly unprotected, but it's like you have no reason to suspect about, any ill intention, or it's like there is no reason for you to hold back in sharing your truth, but for some reason for them, maybe for a long time, they felt like they needed to protect this, right? Because they have been carrying something in their mind and they have been anchoring it into this beautiful, it's almost like this is the garden, that it would be like surrounding the pond in which, you are so beautifully and so naturally swimming in. And suddenly they realize that it makes no sense to have, have built this beautiful place but never really jumping into the pool or never really jumping into the pond. Well, they're coming with the sword suit, right? So it's reminding me actually of the Aquarius energy, which is the water bearer, right? But I mean, Cancer and Pisces, which is the last card here, are both water signs. And with all of this, sword energy here, it's almost like air and water are becoming closer and closer and closer, but through the earth, right? Just because to me, the leaves are connected to this very organic energy, right? So it is through the earth that they have been planting the intention of, surrounding a place to protect this truth that they have been carrying. Maybe, the direction that they want to lead their life towards, or go to, or, find in a sense. But because you're so defenseless, it's like you have no reason to, be that very it's like very protective crab type. It's like maybe that was the case before, but there is no need for that anymore. It's like you're really embodying this more etheric type of quality, which is the Piscean energy. So it's almost like the Cancer energy, which could be connected to the crab, is transcending into a more etheric, more spiritual even version of, the water signs, which is the Pisces. So I feel like these two cards actually are talking about the ascension process, right? Especially because Pisces, being the last sign, talks about ascending and transcending. But it's almost like this King of Swords, they have been protecting and guarding inside this Garden of Eden an idea or a direction that they want to go to, or some sort of desire that really inspires them to go in a specific direction, to speak more of their own truth. But they have been scared that this truth cannot be revealed to anybody. It's only like inside the premises or the protection or the fences that were built around this garden that this truth can actually be told. Maybe there's something that really hurt them, right? And that's the reason why they were very guarded, and that's the reason why they built their life in such a way that is very protective. But the moment that they turn to you, it's almost like that is gone. It's like, the disillusion that Pisces brings. It's like everything that they felt like they needed to be defensive about, it's like your truth is just like, it's like making it evaporate, right? It's almost like I'm seeing, the two fish that were swirling around each other inside the pond. It's almost like, because the water is evaporating, it's like they are starting to float in the air, right? It's almost like flying around each other. But it's like it's so gorgeous. It's like this mutual transcendence, which is so beautiful. But I feel like most of all is like the transcendence of their fear, perhaps, of revealing this truth that so beautifully matches yours, right? And so, as I said, the bottom of the deck is speaking very loudly, and we're already 24 minutes in. I'm going to share very quickly what are the cards here in the bottom of the deck, but perhaps I'm going to separate them after I've pulled the extended, and maybe we're going to dive more deeply into what I'm seeing here in the extended, just so that this doesn't get so long. So we're beginning with the Lilith here at the top of the bottom of the deck, which is talking about freedom, right? This dissolution that I was mentioning. And then it's like all of the droplets of water that were evaporating. It's like this is the, it's almost like the what is that word? It's like a typhoon or whirlpool. But like going up, right? The way that I was seeing here with these two. So the Ten of Cups coming after this liberation occurs, which is the liberation of the need to constantly be protective of this truth in regards especially to the King of Swords. And then we have the solar eclipse, which is, the sun and the moon together. It's like this super potent new moon, and tomorrow we are going to have the new moon in Cancer. So it's kind of like, the effect of you leading the scene with your heart, speaking your truth with no boundaries. And it's not like in an unhealthy way. It's just because you know that you don't have to hold back. It's like if you're following your truth, it's like you can only attract those that are resonating with that same truth. In fact, it happens. And I feel like it's almost like this new beginning, this seed of truth of a new beginning that, a new moon brings, but with the potency of a solar eclipse, at least in the perspective of this King of Swords, because they see this as, because Pisces is the last sign, it's like the end and the beginning, right? They are very intertwined, and this is kind of like that for them. And then, because we have the Eight of Swords, it's beautiful because I didn't mention this, but I should, because that's what I perceived when I saw the Eight of Swords. This is the cleansing that happens because it's like in going up, right, in ascending together, still pretty much around each other. It's almost like you are helping, with you following your truth. It's like you're helping liberate the truth of somebody that has been very guarded about their truth, but they still felt like they wanted to seek that. It's like they never let go of that truth, but there were, 8 swords around, and it's almost like now with this beautiful liberation that happens, right, with Lilith and the Ten of Cups, it's like they feel your love, essentially, right? It's like the kindness that you bring, it's like the welcoming embrace that you offer with speaking your truth, unguarded in a sense. It's like it's so moving to them that they feel the love. They feel like they are surrounded by your love. Therefore, they are free to let go of everything that has been holding them back from speaking their truth, right? So this is the filtering that is happening. See this line? It's like this is the filtering of like letting go of all of the other 8 swords. And then here we have 2 energies of transmutation, which is Scorpio and Pluto. I mean, Pluto being the modern ruler for Scorpio. So talking about like letting go and transcending, right? Now we have like all 3 water signs here, right? Talking about like being immersed in a lot of love, right? And it's like this very emotional, immersive experience. Maybe for somebody that is very rational, right? That comes from a very rational experience or life. So it's like you are immersing them in your waters, and it's helping them because it's like it's this energy of transmutation that is so, it goes so deep, right? It's like the Scorpio energy and Pluto can go so deep, so it's like, to the deep core, to the deep wounds, maybe in order to release this piece of truth that they have been, trying to protect. It's like, yes, there is the need for this very beautiful surgery. It's like the surgery of, these emotional wounds that have been, protected. And then we have the Empress with the King of Pentacles, right? So talking about like them wanting to share what they have built. And I feel like you respond with, kind of like a very equivalent, a very balanced energy. It's like being ready, being open, saying yes, right? It's like being as receptive as I feel like they are. It's like this very beautiful, beautiful, balanced energy. I was going to say counterpart energy, but take it as you will, right? Um, so with all of that, I feel like, I've shared like so much already, and there's a lot of information that is coming to the surface, but it's also evaporating and just being let go, right? With, just you being you following your own truth, which is so gorgeous. It's like it's so gentle and it's so peaceful and it's intriguing to this Knight of Swords, King of Swords, Emperor. So I am going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go next, and also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.